What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We are here for another flood of content. So today we are actually going to be installing an air oil separator, a catless downpipe, I think. There he is. That is the car that we are going to install the parts on. He has a downpipe. I don't know if it's catted or not, I forget. A downpipe, air oil separator, and an intake. So we're gonna get the shop cleared out and ready to go. That way we can start working on this car. Hope you enjoy this video. And this is about as bone stock as they come. So the first thing that we have to do, we can do it while the engine's cooling down, is starting to get some of the things prepared. So that's gonna include taking off the top mount intercooler, which is gonna be an absolute pain to reinstall, but we will get it. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take out the intake as well, because that's gonna be swapped off. And then we can also lift the car up, get under here and pull off the downpipe. Now, looking, he does still have the shielding for the injectors, so this is gonna be way more difficult than it usually is, but we're gonna get rid of those for him. That way he doesn't have to worry about it later. Okay guys, so we have the intake out. So we took the intake housing and the body of it all out and we unplugged our MAP sensor. I like to personally keep the MAP sensor in the housing until we're ready to transfer it over, just so it protects it and doesn't get it dirty. Now the next thing is getting ready to remove the intercooler. I have already removed all of the bolts that hold the intercooler down. I have loosened the worm clamps that are on the turbo housing and the throttle body, and I have also released the bypass valve. So the intercooler is ready to come out. I have also taken off these breather line assembly here. That way those are out of the way. Let's go ahead and take this intercooler out. All right, so as you saw, the intercooler is now off. So our next line of business is to just start prepping the area for the air oil separator. That's gonna include moving the engine harness. It's gonna come forward in the STI application. And then with the heat shielding, we can start taking some of that off because we are doing an aftermarket downpipe. So we're gonna get some of that off, and then we're gonna whip out the AOS and start going through some of the instructions just to make sure that we are doing everything correctly. I've done a bunch of these, but you can never check yourself too many times. So let's go ahead and get to that now. Shket. Okay, so now we have the OEM heat shielding off of the turbo, and we're basically at the point where we can start moving the engine harness and getting this engine prepped for an AOS upgrade. So let's go ahead and do that now. We are getting it opened up right here.
That looks kind of sick.
That looks awesome. They definitely have changed their design a little bit since I got mine.
Really?
Yeah, mine is this different version, but it's still the same application.
Yeah, this is really cool.
Yeah. Oh. All right, so I've done a few more things, including removing some more of the breather line assembly and then taking off the little connectors and plugging them back in. And then over here, we started to remove some of the engine harness pieces and getting it ready to relocate for the AOS to sit right here. We are gonna have to bend these lines just a little bit, but that's okay. And that's about where we are. So now we're gonna start working with the AOS itself and putting on the coolant lines so that we can get ready for install. And there you go. That now. All right, guys, a couple frustrating hours later, and I say that just because they completely changed the design on us, but I actually prefer this design. They did a much better job with routing the lines, and you actually, like I said in the beginning, you don't have to remove these. They actually stay on, which is a much better design and a lot less frustrating. It was just frustrating because I had removed them and then tried to put them all back together. So anyways, it's all done. Now we move on to the downpipe, the intake, and we'll put the intercooler back on. This thing's ready to rip. All right, this is our downpipe that we're installing. This is the MAPerformance catted high flow downpipe. So we are going to install that now. The only thing I'm a little curious about is this is a bung for an AFR gauge, and I don't see the plug, so I gotta find that. I actually was going through my old box of nuts and bolts, and I kept my plug from my old pipe, and it fits perfectly. So he lucked out on this one because I could not find the actual bung plug, and there it is. So now we can install it. All right, so now we have the downpipe bolted to the cat back, and we also have the downpipe bolted to the turbo. At least the bottom bolts are done, so now we gotta bring the car back down and get the ones on the top. Otherwise, this thing is almost ready to go. Okay guys, so now we have the intake from MAPerformance. I love how they weld their logos on like that. That's pretty cool. So we're gonna put this into the car. He is gonna be running the MAPerformance intake and downpipe tune, so let's get to that. All right, so now we have the MAPerformance intake all ready to go. We have the MAF sensor back in the car, and now all we gotta do is the intercooler, and we are ready to start this thing up. And here we are, guys, back to where we started, except we are now equipped with an AOS. We have the MAPerformance intake and downpipe. You ready to let it rip?
Oh yeah.
All right, let's do it. So we're gonna go ahead and upload the map right now. This is it stage 2 from?
Stage 2.
Stage 2 from MAP. I still have not that much experience with MAPerformance. I do mostly Cobb stuff. So this is gonna be really awesome to get more familiar with this. I actually am really digging how this is all going. So let's go ahead and load that base map.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna do the first install of the access port on this STI. It hasn't been married yet, huh?
No.
Sweet. Let's do it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put the car into the on position.
What is it gonna sound like? Yeah.
All right, you ready?
All right, go for it.
Just wait, bro. Just wait. Just wait. Isn't that awesome?
This is incredible. Thank you, dude.
Yeah, of course, man. Right here.
You can fit that.
All right, you want to hear it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, do it. Oh my god. That is amazing. Wow, I love it. Yeah. Do what at that RPM?
Like you could hear it spit a little bit when you were doing it.
Oh my god. I can't believe I own a car that sounds like this.
Yeah,
It's so
dude.
funny. Yeah.
Now, if you sit up front, you'll hear the intake.
Here. That is so cool. Oh my god.
So now what we gotta do is I'm gonna just
Yeah.
double check a couple things.
Yeah, double
I'll
check
take
a couple
that.
things.
Thank you so much.
We're gonna take it for a drive.
Thank you for doing the camera. And let me make sure we're good still. All right, so we just did a test drive. Everything went well. Now David is gonna test drive it for the first time.
Oh, holy shit. Wow.
How does that feel?
That's awesome. Wow.
So different, huh?
Holy
Way more power.
damn.
I was telling you, right? The power is
Dude, it's
just
not
nuts.
just the senses and the sounds.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
So do you notice how the throttle actually loses some responsiveness?
It actually does a little bit.
Yeah.
I noticed that when I was in third.
And that's just part of the tune for some reason.
Now, how do you not do that? Because I had the same problem with WRX. I went from like first to second being really rough.
Just practice.
Wow. Oh,
Dude, I have to say,
that's
from the
awesome.
passenger side, like, it sounds crazy. It sounds really good.
Dude,
That
it's angry.
I know. That exhaust on the back, it's like, like, dude, it's angry, like you said. Crazy.
Yeah. See, that's the perk. The Tomei sounds great, but the perk of having the quad tip is because you have that stereo exhaust. You know?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, this is addictive. Oh my god.
Oh man.
Oh, that is nice.
Car seems to be really liking it too. That all your numbers look really nice.
What's that smell? That's still the coolant? Probably.
Yeah, I actually don't smell it.
Oh
getting remnants of the coolant.
Yeah. Let's go put these taillights on.
Yeah, dude.
Always.
Okay, guys, so we're also going to swap over the Buddy Club taillights onto this STI. I don't have a use for them anymore. I prefer the OEM look just with what I'm rocking right now with the Rally livery. So I am kindly giving these over to David. So let's go ahead and put them on there and see how they look.
Right here, we should see 3 little lights.
Oh yeah, it looks really
That
cool.
looks cool.
Yeah,
That looks cool.
yeah, especially on black.
Yes.
Oh yeah, dude, that looks so good.
Hopefully that's not on the side of the roof.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we are all done with David's STI. He's gonna take the Buddy Club lights. He has his downpipe intake and the AOS. All in all, what do you think?
One satisfied customer.
Awesome. All right, guys. Only at the BoxerBaddies garage. We got Emery over on the side here. This was the guy that we met just a few days ago, and now he's over here hanging with us.
Have a good day.
Oh yeah. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. This was so much fun to do. It was a little frustrating with the AOS learning the new system that they came out with, but honestly, it is a great system. If you're gonna do a air oil separator, definitely go with Cobb or IAG. So anyways, guys, have a good night. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see some more content like this one that you saw today. Scat.